Hey everyone, I'm Alexis the Ego Queen. Love me? I know you do. I just messed up my hair. Anyway, welcome to another live stream. I am excited. I am almost 20 games into 8th edition now. And I gotta say, it has been so much fun. Like, legit. Super fun. Now, granted, I've been playing the bulk of it with my Sisters of Battle. In fact, I've only gotten one game in with my Tyranids. No, it wasn't even with my Tyranids yet. I have been just going crazy with the Sisters of Battle because they are simply overpowered. Just flat out, the Sisters of Battle are ridiculously overpowered right now. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, no, they're not. Yeah, they are. Celestine can handle about 2,000 points by herself, usually. And to be honest, I've been lazy, I'm not going to lie. I've been lazy. I've been keeping that army in my car, and then every time I just so happen to be at a club, I would just break out that army and go and play it. So, go figure, right? But I have played a few more games with, one game with my orks, one game with my Genestealer cult, and a few other games here and there with the Space Marines. I've been playing a lot of the Sisters of Battle because I don't actually have the indexes for the other armies. Now, that being said, I do have them, but I don't have them. You guys know what I mean. I hope some of you guys know what I mean. And I've been wanting to order, well, the rest of them, but I'm still waiting on back orders of them, because they've been selling out really quick. In fact, my store, Games of Plunder in Cobleskill, New York, if you ever want to stop by for a game, please do. But my store even sold out of them. And I didn't think that we were going to sell out of them. We only had 2 copies of each. And we sold out of them immediately. Like, the first day. The second that they went on sale, sold out. Except for the Chaos book. Because no one likes Chaos. Chaos is icky. Says me. At least on tabletop, I don't like them. So, I only got Index Imperium 2, and I've been going from there and going really crazy and listening to you guys, especially giving me tips like Imagifiers can actually affect vehicles, and what else is it? Celestine can actually grant an act of faith to a vehicle. I thought that was really crazy. That makes not penitent engines, they can't do it because they don't have an act of faith, and I remember, okay? I did that in one game, and I recorded it, and I was just like, damn it, the entire game, like, I realized it, and I messed up. But Sisters of Battle then got another update with just one vehicle. Just the repressor off of Forge World. Amazing. I've played 2 games with it, and I can easily tell you the repressor's probably going to take the immolator's spot. Like, I have a Rhino that I haven't built just for this specific reason. I'm going to be building another repressor, and I'm going to be running 3 repressors and 6 immolators. That's going to be my army. What is your opinion on Age of Sigmar? I'm not a fan of fantasy, but I do like its combat system, and I do like the game mechanics. I'm not too familiar with them, but I don't really like fantasy at all. So, it is what it is. I don't hate it. Rudely dislike it. That's the polite way of saying that you hate something. But, I want to talk about some of the games that you guys have not seen and will not see because I didn't make battle reports of them. As you guys know, I do a lot of play testing in my own store and in several other stores that I'm not allowed to film in. Now, I don't really understand why I'm not allowed to film in them. It's just store policy. They don't want free advertising, I guess. Where Flipside, which is the store that you always see me film at, Flipside Gaming in East Greenbush, I can't recommend them enough. They are an amazing store, amazing staff, really nice atmosphere, really good gaming group. There are a few power players. In fact, we're all pretty much power players there. It's the way we have to play there because everybody is one of the ITC dude guys. I think there's 1 or 2 other girls. I'm not... Actually, there is another girl, and it's a normal girl, not a tranny, but a normal girl, and she plays Sisters of Battle. So not every Sisters of Battle player is a tranny. So, you know, that's good to know. That's good to know. But I was playing this one game, 2,000 points, Sisters of Battle versus Ashtra Militarum. Okay, he had his conscript gun line, and 3 Punisher, and a whole bunch of other crazy tanks and whatever. Pask in Pask, what was he in? He wasn't in a Punisher, and it was cool. He was in like one of those plasma tanks, and I thought that was interesting because apparently you can reroll 1s with Pask or something like that. I can't really remember, but he got some rerolls, and he was doing really well with Pask. But I brought Sisters of Battle, and I went with only 3 command points. Okay, so this was a risky one. I went with a battalion detachment plus 2 auxiliaries. So I -2 off of my 6, so I had 4. Okay, I can remember this. I can remember the command points. So I brought 2 Storm Ravens with me. Now, a lot of people were giving me crap about this because I was debating what is the best non-Forge World flyer in this current edition. And I have to hands down give it to the Storm Raven. The Storm Raven simply pumps out too many shots to be, well, it pumps out too many shots. You have the Hurricane Bolters, which are 12 shots when it gets into rapid fire range. It's going to get into rapid fire range turn 1. Then it has the twin heavy bolter in the front. Then it has the twin assault cannon up top. And it has its missiles. This thing is insane. Like, hands down, it is one of the best flyers in my opinion. So one of my fans actually sent me a Storm Raven with 2 Sisters of Battle piloting it. Now the sisters came from emulators, which I thought was really cool. The conversion that this guy did, he put it into his, he put it into the Storm Raven and then sent me the Storm Raven. I can't thank you guys enough for the gifts that you've sent me. And I try my hardest to showcase them every chance that I get. But it was insane because I had the 3 Exorcists in the backfield. 2 Imagifiers near them. I had 3 Dominion squads in repressors. Now, I started doing this more, and I really like this strategy. Repressors with 2 heavy flamers and a storm bolter. Okay? Okay. That's its weaponry. Next, you have the girls inside. I give them 4 flamers, a combi flamer, and then I take 5 additional girls or 4 additional girls, depending if I want to throw a character in there. But if it's a Dominion squad, I don't throw characters in there. I just stick it to the 10 girls. Wording. I put the... God damn it, there is no way of saying this sentence without sounding like I'm just... The unit is... How to word this shit? 10 girls in the Rhino, in the Repressor. 5 of them have bolters. 5 of them have flamers. You rocket that up turn 1 before the thing... because the Dominions actually give it the ability to scout move, which no other vehicle in this game currently has too much. I mean, they're more than likely going to have it, and I'm not... Yeah, they're more than likely going to have it. Like, hands down, they just are. But this thing has 6 fire points, meaning not only can it fire 2 of its flamers, it can fire the 5 other ones inside it, plus a grenade. Just think about that for a second. This thing can move 12, get an act of faith, move again, go into its movement phase, move again. taking line, meaning up the full 12 inches for deployment usually, this thing has a max range of 48 inches with flamethrowers. Yeah. Yeah. Now, granted, it takes careful placement of Imagifiers and Celestine in order to do this, but you have probably the fastest moving army with the fastest and hardest hitting unit in the game. Flamethrowers are easily becoming one of the best things in this game because not only can they actually punch through tanks now and do it effectively, like it's ridiculous how effective shooting a tank with a flamethrower is nowadays. And I mean, a lot of people are going to be like, oh, well, it doesn't make sense, you know, you're shooting it with a flamethrower. It's like, yeah, if you look at some of these tanks, they're designed very poorly. Like the Eldar tank, for instance, where its intake goes straight into its engine. A flamethrower right into that would destroy that entire vehicle. A flamethrower into the front panel of a Rhino would actually burn through that little bit of protection and go right into the Rhino and just fill that thing with flames, killing everybody inside. There's a whole lot of shit that a flamethrower can do to a tank. It's just unlikely. I mean, a rocket does it from 4 foot away, but still. I'm really, really, really digging on the sisters, and I've been doing a very common tactic of just bullhorning my enemies, just taking my fastest units and heading to their sides and then going in. I've actually won more games from my opponent scooping than from me tabling my opponent than actually doing any of the objectives. I've actually foregoed tactical objectives, like given up my entire position, abandoning my objective, abandoning the relic, just to go and kill my opponent, just to go and table them. And it's becoming a very viable strategy. And I gotta say, I'm loving it. Like, the sisters have maneuverability over the Space Marines now. Like, they're faster than Space Marines. That being said, Space Marines have drop pods, so their maneuverability is just as good. But they can't jump out and flame things, because you have to stay 9 inches away. Their flamethrowers are only 8 inches. And speaking of 8 inches, that's how far the charge range is. I am not making a penis joke out of that. Although I will say this, the amount of penis jokes that I've heard with this edition and 8 inches has been astronomically high. Like, and the best part is the people who say the joke, look up, see me at the other table and just be like, oh, I'm so sorry. And I'll just start giggling because I have a childish sense of humor and dick jokes to me are hilarious. Like, 8 inches, that's a cyberdong. But, I've been playing the orks. You guys have seen my game against orks with my Sisters of Battle, and that's one of the few games that I've actually lost. Now, keep in mind, Loopy, my opponent, is an extremely, extremely good player, and we have fun when we play. We don't play strictly to win. Like, we know that if we put our minds to it, we can probably just annihilate the other one. There are better strategies that we could have done in our games, but we both go for the fun factor of the game. Like, he was throwing boys after boys after boys at me. It was the boys versus the girls, and it was a really fun game. And I gotta give him a shout out. He is one of the best people that I've ever met. Like, he is so much fun to play, and his armies are beautiful. I love that guy. I love playing against him because every battle that I have against him is super fun. Like, they're 2-hour plus games, especially with recording. A lot of people don't realize that my battle reports take about an extra hour because of the filming involved. Like, a lot of times I can actually, when I'm not recording, I can finish a 2,000 point game in half an hour. Just that quick. It's really easy. But when I have a friend with me, like when I'm actually shooting the shit and doing a battle report, I never want to turn off the camera because I don't want to miss something funny that we're going to say. It's more about the interaction between each other than the game itself. The game itself is just a background thing to us, just having fun. I know that Battle of Sisters lost to orks, but it could have easily have gone either way. Yeah, it really could have. It was... And one person... I actually had to ban somebody from my channel recently because they wouldn't shut the fuck up. Like, okay, I'm all for free speech and I'm all for criticizing everybody, but when you're just being negative about every single comment that you make, and you make about 26 comments criticizing a fun game... Like, if it was a tournament game and we did things wrong, that's a different story. But if we're just having a fun game, a battle report, it is not a tournament. It is strictly fun. And this guy, like, he could not understand that concept. And he was also like, oh, Sisters of Battle are shit. And I'm just like, dude, 1v1 me, I'll wreck you. Like, I'll actually take a broken list. I'll drop the Exorcist for a Knight Titan. I'll take a Baneblade instead. Or one of the actual super heavies that's really good. Like, I love loading up my super heavies with heavy flamers at this point, because you can literally just drive up and just annihilate an opponent and then just rush into combat. And that's another thing. A lot of people are viewing combat wrong, and they don't know how to get the effective charge. And it's a lot of well, how do we safely get into combat now? And I think I found the answer. Your transport tank. It's not going to do dick in combat. It is not going to hit. It is going to get hit back, and it's going to lose some hull points. But, that thing is going to tank all the wounds. Get it? It's going to soak up the Overwatch. Your opponent's going to be forced to Overwatch it. And because of that, and if the tank makes it into combat, of course, because of that, your other assault-based units are free to charge in. And that's huge. Like, I've been throwing immolators at my opponents, and then I would use... I hate this. I use dirty-ass tactics, and I know I use dirty-ass tactics, and Michael called me out on this in our podcast that's coming out tomorrow, and if you guys don't watch that, you're gonna miss Michael's meltdown. Like, I really want to just call the episode Michael's Meltdown. But, that being said, I've been using immolators, rhinos, repressors as a way of getting Celestine safely into combat so she doesn't die to Overwatch, and then having Celestine deal with everything before the rhino may hit once. It's never... No, wait. I killed a cultist with a rhino. I did that. And that made me happy. But, I've just been having so much fun with this edition, and I've noticed a lot of things change. Like, the game is decided turn 3. You're either going to win or you're going to lose turn 3, and it's strictly turn 3. If you make it that far, of course. I've seen games already, and keep in mind, I've only played 20 games. I've had a game already where my opponent looked at my deployment and was just like, well, shit, you won. I can't get in. I mean, it's tight, and maybe if I maneuver right, but right now I just cannot get in. I can try. It's gonna hurt, but I can try. That's a bad sex joke. Anyway, let's talk about an army that you're not going to see on the channel for a little bit, at least until like next week, or when I get my next index in, which I really need those damn indexes. I don't want to keep using my phone for it. I mean, somebody's paperback version of it. Yeah. Anyway. I do want to try a list that I think is going to be really fun. I want to try 3 Trigons, 3 groups of warriors, 10 in each. No upgrades, like, you know, just min upgrades, what they need to take with them. Or 2 sets of close combat weapons. I'm thinking the 2 sets of close combat weapons, actually. But, because that's 3 troops, 3 heavies, 1 HQ, and then I just want to take 10 3 elites and 3 fast attack. And I actually want to do a brigade detachment with the Tyranids. Swarmlord leading it. Now, here's the entire strategy. The Swarmlord is going to take a pinecone testicle. If you don't know what a pinecone testicle is, it's a long-winded joke on my channel because I have stupid humor and I find it really funny. But the Tyrannocyte is the pinecone testicle, mostly because it literally looks like a broken up pinecone with a testicle dripping out of it. It's hilarious looking. And I want to drop a Swarmlord in with one of those. Okay? The Trigons are then going to pop up. Right? They're going to do Trigon things. They're going to jump up and be like, roar, we're Trigons. And I'm going to take a whole ton of, like, extra psychic support just to do some smites and everything. And, you know, get those easy wounds in there. But what's going to happen is the Trigons are going to pop up 9 inches away. They're going to bring a squad of warriors with them that also travel 9 inches away. Then I have that 3 times, okay? The Swarmlord is going to give itself a Hive Commander and move forward, because it gets an additional movement. It can even do this after it deep strikes, okay? I know, sounds dirty, but it can actually move again and then charge. Then it's going to give Onslaught to one of the groups near it, probably with something that I need dead immediately. I'm also going to be running up probably Venomthropes just to make it a little bit harder to hit, or Malanthropes, because the Malanthrope is just amazing. Other than that, I'm going to be bringing a few squads of Gaunts with a Trevagon or 2, and just constantly replenishing Gaunts as it goes by. And I really, 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 really want to test this army because it's a guaranteed, like, huge amount of assaults. Because right off the bat, we're going to have the the warriors run in for combat, or have the Trigon itself run in for the combat. Whichever needs to get into combat first is soak up as much Overwatch as possible. And then the other unit is going to run in and try to destroy the unit that it charged. And I also have 4 other units to do that with. Now that's going to tie up most of my opponent's army, if not box them in, while everything else in the army slowly moves up. And that's exactly what I want. I want my opponent reacting to me. I don't want to react to my opponent. I don't want him to move something and then go, oh, well, now I need to go and deal with the threat. I want him to go, the threat is in my face. I need to deal with this one at a time. So I'm going to shoot this, I'm going to shoot this, and I'm going to shoot this. Okay, those are dead. Well, the rest of their army just moved up, and now I'm screwed. Have the Tau gone through any changes in 8th edition? Yes, they went from tier 1 to tier not even fucking playable. They are garbage. Legit the worst army in the game currently. And I will get to them in just this. Actually, you know what? I'll get to them right now. Because I actually did play against Taudar. Yes, Taudar. I was playing a team game, 2 Tyranids versus Tau and Eldar. They were using their same exact force that they used last edition. You know, the tournament winning, I'm going to kick you in the dick repeatedly until you surrender or die. And if they had that, and I had every answer that I needed. The Molochs, the Trigons, the Deep Striking, walking Hive Tyrants, flying Hive Tyrants. They were all doing what they needed to do when they needed to do it. The Tau, they are terrible in close combat, and now they're not dealing enough at shooting. And it's really funny that they're not dealing enough. Now, granted, I like to keep my opponents reacting to me, so I always have a step above my opponents. But I know if I was in command of them, the one thing that you cannot do as a Tau player is bottle up. You actually want to spread out. You want as many targets for your opponent as possible. Because if you bottle up, you know, you keep all your dudes next to each other, I'm just going to surround you and crush you. And there's going to be no escape. You're never going to be able to get out of combat. I'm just going to kill you. But if you line up against the walls and don't run, you can survive. You can target priority, take out certain things, and the drones can absorb wounds for you. You want those drones spread out the 2 inches between squads. But with the Tau, they were just a pushover. They were literally a roadblock against the Eldar, and then the Eldar died the following turn. I also played against Taldar with Sisters of Battle, with an ally playing Sisters of Battle. And it was really funny watching a Riptide try to survive 6 shots from an Exorcist. It was just like, I'm going to live through, oh god, every single one of them wounded. Invo save! I saved 4 of them. 3 damage apiece, because D3, so 1 to 3 damage apiece, and I just killed it. And just watching him just remove his Riptide to an Exorcist, that made my day. That made my day. And then Celestine just running in and killing battlesuit after battlesuit after battlesuit after battlesuit. Her little girls going, notice me, senpai, and swinging in and destroying battlesuits. Oh, it was great. Stupid fish people. They get what they deserve. They had 2 editions of them on top. Now they're on the bottom. They are taking it, and they are taking it hard. No lube. They are just raw dogging it. I love Exorcists, by the way. Now, it is rather funny that I don't want to say my opponent played bad. I think he just expected to play the way that they played in 7th edition. In this edition, Kroot are almost mandatory. And the reason I'm saying this is because you actually need to defend yourself. You need that bubble wrap. You need the defense. You need to block your opponent from charging you. So Kroot are almost mandatory because they can hold their own in combat and they have a decent gun. So they're terrible, yes. Actually, they're awful, yes. But they're a meat shield. And then Eldar. Eldar are probably the funniest thing to have changed. The fact that I can run up and actually kill those bikes before they get to do anything, or tie up those bikes before they get to do anything. Now, granted, you can't really tie up jet bikes because they go like this. Rawr, I've run into combat, I kill like 3 out of 4. I kill 3 out of 6 of you. There's still 3. They're still combat efficient. They can then move out of combat, have the fly special rule, and be able to shoot at you. Pew, 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 pew. Or in this case, daka, daka, daka. I'm looking at this edition, and I only see, like, hopeful... Like, all the armies that I played in previous editions, like, I played bad armies. I played knights, which weren't that good, contrary to popular belief. Everybody's like, oh, knights are so powerful, and they weren't. They really weren't, especially if you needed to grab objectives. You just run up to the objective, grab it, and just be like, fuck you, knight. And the knight would just be like, well, I'm going to kill you on my turn. I'm going to kill you. And that's it. But I have knights, I have space marines, I have orks, I have Tyranids, I have Genestealer cult. Now, Genestealer cult is arguably one of the best armies of last edition, losing out only to Inari because Inari had so much board presence, and Tau, because Tau had the Riptide Wing, so you would literally never bring anything else but the Riptide Wing. And maybe the Stealth Cadre. And, you know, that's if you were about this small in the pants. But, you know, you gotta represent that on the battlefield. Basically like putting a lift kit is having a Tau army. Putting a lift kit on a truck is a Tau army. But I'm really loving this edition. And one of the cool things is I walk into my gaming club at this point, and there's full tables. Like the East Greenbush where I play normally has 5 tables out almost every day. We are filling those. We are taking additional boards, additional tables to play more 40K. There's literally like 8 to 10 tables being played at any one time. And the passion and the excitement in people's faces of playing 8th edition, playing armies that they never played before, watching the game from that point of view, like just sitting back and watching the players actually having fun. Because 7th edition, yes, 7th edition was fun, but it was kind of like the fun where you're kind of like, yay, this is amusing. But 8th edition's like, it brought back the passion for the game that I was starting to lose. And I will admit that I started to lose interest in 8th edition, in 7th edition. And the simple fact was, I was just meh. The game was just, it was rinse, rather, repeat. Do I want to have a fun game? I'll bring my Space Marines. Do I want to have an uphill struggle? I would have brought my Sisters of Battle. Do I want to have an interesting game, but I'm more than likely going to lose? Brought my Tyranids. Did I want to have a game that I was guaranteed to lose, but have some fun doing it? I'd bring my orks. Did I want to have a game that I'm going to auto-win? I'd bring the Genestealer cult. And that was 7th edition to me. That was what it was. It was just like, yay, I'm going to do an uphill battle against anybody. If somebody's a power player, I'm going to lose. Where now, 8th edition is showing off what all the units can do. I'm seeing dreadnought armies on the field. I'm seeing drop pods actually carry something that's different than, hey, here's a command squad with melta-guns, or here's a command squad with grav guns. I'm actually dropping tactical marines. Now I know last edition a lot of people did that, but it wasn't as common as dropping a command squad. And I'm seeing more passion on the players and more interactions, more enjoyment. And that's the biggest thing to me. I'm seeing this, and I'm just like, I'm part of this community. I love this game. These guys love this game. They are loving their lives right now. I am loving my life right now. And that's what I really like about 8th edition right now. Also, the game system is completely balanced if you're good at playing the game. And if you're just going to treat it as 7th edition, you're going to get your ass stomped. So enough soft whatever that was out of the way. I think I'm just going to bring in Ghost right now. Ghost, are you there?
Me.
I call upon you, Ghost. I summon thee from the warp. Sup?
Nothing.
Just nothing? It's flat out nothing.
Nothing. There's absolutely no questions. Absolutely none at all.
There's probably quite a few.
Use of Seraphim in 8th edition.
So I do want to talk to you for a second.
Wait, what?
Yeah, I know, right? We never actually talk. Actually, we do quite a bit. You know, you come over and hang out quite often. You know, it's whatever.
Yeah.
But what do you think about 8th? Like, what is your feelings about 8th?
I actually love it. It's easy. My group's getting more people slowly indoctrinated into the game. Slowly. And the hobby shop we just buy stuff from. We went in the other day to pick up my Dark Imperium, and the whole ground floor layout, because it's a tiny little place, so they have a basement mainly for the boards and tables. They cleared out a bunch of their shelves and put up 2 giant huge tables up top.
Nice.
Right in view of everyone in town that walks by, so they're just trying to drag in as many as they can, and they're actually filling up, because when I walked in to buy the stuff and look around for stuff, it was kind of empty. And by the time I was cashing out, I could not get out the front door.
Now, one of the cool things that I noticed, I was at the release day event for Flipside. Ironically, not my own store, mostly because we're a college town. We don't get 40K players. We get them occasionally, you know, just trickling in.
You get the magic.
Yeah. We get magic and video games. That's what we sell mostly. But when I was at the release day event for Flipside, there was a line of at least 30 to 40 people.
Damn, you gotta take me there.
Yeah, it was ridiculous. Well, that's why you gotta stay on a fucking Monday, so I can actually take you to a game night and show you the characters. The characters. I'm referring to them as characters. They don't even seem like real people to me, because they are way better than real people. They are fictional characters.
Since you said characters, there better be one with a fucking afro.
Actually, I think so. Which is the ironic part. But, it is really cool to actually see this game explode and everything. Also, I did notice you, Caldor Drago. I did notice you. And I'm probably going to be fielding you if I run Grey Knights. Just saying.
Does Caldor Drago still have the wording problem like Celestine has, and you can technically run an army of him?
I really hope he does. I actually haven't checked yet. Is he in? No, he's not in. He's not in book 2. I don't think, or maybe he is. I'm not sure. I don't have my book with me right now. It's in my car.
I just want to do it for the joke of Ordo Drago.
Ordo Drago. All right, so you have questions for me, right? You're
grading them? All right. Use a Seraphim in 8th edition. Better for tank hunting or squad busting, or mix it?
Okay, so with Seraphim, I like taking multiple squads of them. They are expensive at $110 a fucking 10-girl unit, which Games Workshop, fix that shit. Fix that shit now. I would rather buy 2 start collect. No, I can almost get what, like 100. That's 220. I can get 2 start collectings and a rhino for that price. But anyway. I like giving them fusion pistols or flamer pistols. Oh god, no, they're so good though. I would go with the flamer pistols just because of the more shots, more chance to wound. But at the same time, the melta pistols is so cool.
The Infernus pistol.
Yeah, the Infernus pistol. I would go Infernus pistol and have them troop hunt, because a lot of people don't realize that you could actually fire your pistols from your dudes in melee into a melee unit.
Yep. Yeah. The Dark Angels player I was facing last week was using that a lot in his charges.
Oh god, yes, it's so awesome, isn't it? That's why plasma pistols are so good. Also, I found out something really cool. Okay, plasma pistols, combi plasmas on canonesses is awesome because they reroll 1s.
Nice. Actually, I have a question for you about that. Combi plasma with a rapid fire, since they can get a shot off both. Does that mean they get 4 shots?
They get 2 shots off of the plasma, and of course you overheat it because you overheat it. And then you get 2 shots off of the bolter.
So 4 shots in rapid fire range.
Yep, but you need 4s to hit usually because it's +1.
Yeah.
It gains the unwieldy special rule, as we've nicknamed it. And unwieldy is anything that's like +1 to your weapon skill, or +1 to your ballistic skill. So it makes you actually hit harder.
Harder, stronger, better, faster.
You fucked that up so much. I'd need to slap.
I'm more paying attention to the Primus Marines I'm building. I'm gonna see if they'll kick your ass.
But for Seraphim, I actually do want like 20 or 30 of them. I want to try out a massive blob of them, and what I really want to do is I want to give them all Inferno pistols. I'll probably just magnetize their hands and give them both options. I'm going to be doing third party and a mix of Scourge wings, because I really like the Scourged feathered wings. They're a lot bigger and nicer. And I want to make them all angelic. But I really want to just give them all Inferno pistols and just charge, get some Delgaduses on the field. Not Delgaduses, what are they called? Imagifiers on the field to give them the Act of Faith to move again, so that they can double tap their movement and run alongside Celestine. And you could just get these girls, all of them, up close to your opponent, and then you take, what is it? Dominions along with them, and you have an entire army that can move 36 inches in 1 turn. If you take the 12-inch deployment, of course. Because then you get the 12-inch move plus the 12-inch move, and it's ridiculous how fast that they can move.
Why?
Because you want to crush your opponent turn 1. That is what this edition is about. Crack your opponent turn 1. If your opponent blinks before you do, you win.
My games were more turn 1. We're moving into asshole-ish positions to hold out like dicks on objectives.
You need to get laid, don't you?
No.
Anyway, next question.
Since you kept on mentioning inches last round, dick question. It's literally... that was the question.
What's going on in the chat right now?
Just...
Huh, weird. Anyway.
I think that is spam, but... Have you taken your sisters against douche Eldar yet?
Douche
If
Eldar?
so, how
Which one do you
do...
mean? Dark Eldar?
Yeah, it just says douche Eldar yet.
Well, I'm working on a battle report versus Dark Eldar next battle report. You guys are gonna see that on Thursday. And it should be pretty... Oh my god, this is getting actually annoying, so... And that person should be gone. There we go. Okay. And that takes care of that.
No, let's continue.
Sorry, that spam was getting irritating. And I see that there's 2 more people doing it, so block. And block. There we go. Boop. Alright. Douche Eldar being Dark Eldar. Dark Eldar are kind of fun. They're much better this edition as they can hurt a lot more. But yeah, I'm not impressed by the Eldar this edition. They're relatively weak. It's a raid. Whatever. If you guys want to waste your time. Just seems like a bunch of faggots.
Yeah, he only has 714.
Oh, that's it? That's kind of sad. Anyway, next question.
Alright, what does Gork and Mork drink on a Saturday night?
Oh, Gork and Mork. I could see Mork going for a martini and Gork actually going for something a little bit harder. Oh, what would Gork drink? No, I'd probably just go for a fungal beer and just call it good. You seem like a feminist bitch. Actually, I'm an anti-feminist, but good try. You seem like a cocky little dickhole. Anyway, sorry, just random people in there. I mean, I'm sure they're from somebody else's server just trying to fuck with me. It's kind of sad. What?
Nothing, just a picture of him I see.
Anyway.
That's funny pictures. Alright, so back to the next question. Does Ren Roseless have any siblings? It's for a project, asks Viggy. Don't answer.
That I'm actually discussing with Viggy privately about the character's backstory as we develop it more for the roleplay that we're doing. Now, I really do like our roleplay because it's actually character driven and actually has a story behind it, where the other one that I was in was just kind of like the best way to put it was the other one was just fucking awful.
So, future projects. Fire-breathing squid army versus anything would win?
The fucking squigs. I love it. Next question.
Have you faced demons yet this edition, and if so, are they good?
I have a battle report coming out in next week, hopefully next Monday. And next Monday, it'll be versus Zinch Demons, and it's cool because the guy has a 2nd edition army. So it's a really cool looking army, and it's painted really well. And the guy was such a good sport the entire game. But yeah, that's gonna be so much fun to show you guys. I really did enjoy it so much. Unfortunately, we did have to dart really quickly towards the end of the game, so after turn 3, we kind of had to just do turn recaps versus actual, like, in-depth recaps.
Nice.
How does someone like you with so many subs not know what a raid is? Because usually I deal with smarter people. You guys seem like a bunch of children. Next. I mean, they're whatever. It's just sad. I mean, if they want to waste their time here, it's perfectly fine. I mean, I could use views anyway.
Yeah, you're getting views, but it's more just annoying people that actually want to be in the chat.
Yeah, it's perfectly fine.
How come bolters now run less than an attack squid?
Actually, you know what? I was wondering that one too. How come a slugga, is the same damage as a bolter? But at the same time, I do realize that balancing for game mechanics means that the bolter, which is a standard issue weapon, would have to have a less of a rend because you don't want a bolter just ripping through countless models really quickly. I mean, fluff-wise, that makes perfect sense, but gameplay-wise, that would be really fucking broken. And the bolter just having AP and denying an orc any type of save whatsoever was kind of garbage.
Actually, I hate the spam because I lost track of questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, that fucking bolters suck and sad.
No, bolters are fine. My behavior is not childish. It's something gamer YouTubers do. If this is something that gamer YouTubers do, then don't consider me part of that community. Because that community sounds like a bunch of fucking pansies.
I think the problem is you're popping up on the gaming YouTube section.
I am talking about a game, which is perfectly fine.
Alright, so...
I'm gonna say what, it's a raid, it's kind of just sad. It's a waste of time for them. I wonder if this has anything to do with that guy I pissed off today.
Maybe? Who did you piss off?
Oh, well, okay, so this leads into a story. So this guy, he posted a video of his Power Fist and his cosplay Power Fist and how he was getting the hands to work and everything. But he showed the mechanism for how he got the fingers to bend and everything. And I couldn't help it because the video was just going like this. Like, it was just going like that and going like that. Like, it was just the mechanism for the hand release. And I thought it was the funniest thing in the world. So I fucking, I took his video and I just wrote Cyberdogs above it. And I posted it on my Facebook channel. And I thought it was the funniest fucking thing in the world. And the best part was the guy who found it. Like, I thought this was just a joke. Like, just a silly joke. Like, I have bad humor. This is my sense of humor. And he got so offended by it. Like, he got so hurt by this. And he was just, like, cursing at me. Like, telling me, oh, well, if you're a comedian, then you're not a good one. Blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, I don't really consider myself a comedian, but I do write that I am a comedian because occasionally I do stand-up comedy, but at the same time, meh. And it's just one of those things. It was to me, it was just a simple matter. Like, I was like, look, dude, stop being a bitch. And he was like, no, I'm gonna continue to be a bitch. And I just thought it was the funniest thing in the world. Also, I posted these pictures in my Discord if you guys want to see them.
Oh, did you just post them or no?
No. I posted them, a couple of hours ago. When it was happening. Okay, that guy's annoying. Is there any more people spamming the chat? Because I think I got them all.
Yeah.
I don't like blocking people. It's just stupid. It's kind of annoying. Anyway.
Might need an admin.
I eventually do need to make an admin, but at the same time, I really don't want to.
Yeah.
I'd love to see Alexis do stand-up. At some of the conventions that I go to, I actually do stand-up comedy based on nerd-based humor. A lot of people don't know, but I'm an avid... well, actually, pretty much anybody who just knows me knows that I fucking love anime, love geek culture in any way, shape, or form. What is this guy saying? Alright, this guy's getting blocked too. Somebody just said I have armpit hair.
Same guy.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't shaved this week, so probably. Whatever. Another one blocked. It's kind of whatever. They're just gonna continue doing this. It's just silly. But I do a lot of nerd-based comedy. More of gags around more well-known animes and shit like that. I lost my train of thought with that, just because that guy was being annoying. Oh well. Question, have you ever watched Hellsing Ultimate? Yes, I have. I really enjoyed it. Okay, just go on to the next question, because I completely lost my train of thought.
Is there a reason you didn't give a description of the Squid God last stream because you fear its power?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Typically, I would ignore a question like this, but it's from Viggy. Would you like to see my greater...
Oh, okay. This one's from Viggy.
Yeah.
Oh, God. Why am I scared?
Would you like to see my greater wood?
Move on.
Wed, bed, behead. Eldrad, Magnus, or Mortarion?
Kill Magnus. Sleep with Eldrad out of pity. And what was the other one?
Wed.
What was that? Who was the last one left?
Mortarion.
I guess I'm marrying to... Oh, God. Yeah, I guess I'll marry Mortarion.
He sounds like he has great insurance, at least. Alright, do you think the Wall of Mars will still be viable for Guard, or will their wounds hold them back?
I'm not sure. I have to look into that. Wait, the what?
It's the fortification, basically the trench line.
Yeah, but I think fortifications only give you a +1 to your cover, which is +1 to your save. So I think it's I don't like it.
Well, it depends. If it's the Wall of Martyrs with the gun on it.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, there's that one piece that has the 2 giant quad guns on it. That one would be pretty good. But I know you can't man weapons anymore.
So does the fortification shoot itself, or what?
No, the fortification is automated, and you control it.
Ah. So you can just place guys in it, get the cover bonus, and just let the big guns do their job.
Yeah. I like this. Marry Mortarion, divorce Mortarion, get custody of Garrow in the settlement. I like it. I like it.
He's thinking long game.
Yeah.
Alright. Have you played against space puppies yet? If yes, what weak points have you noticed? Space corgis suck.
I have... Wait, did you skip questions? Yeah, I saw another question that you missed.
I may have got lost.
Oh, yeah. That silly little waste of time was annoying.
And ruined my setup.
Yeah. It's whatever. It's whatever. And I'm a little bit buzzed for this, so...
Smart.
I have not played Space Wolves yet. Space corgis do suck. I'm not a fan of corgis. I always viewed them like... I know them from a veterinarian standpoint. My sister's a veterinarian, so they tell me all this shit all the time. Corgis just don't live happy lives. Like, they look happy, but they go through some serious shit really quickly. They don't live long lives either. They're just unhealthy animals. Do you know if Special Issue Bolter, Stern Guard...
I was getting to that. That was next to my list, but they don't have any fucking patience.
I don't know about Stern Guard just yet. Like I said, I did not get a chance to look through it just yet. But I don't really play with Stern Guard because I don't have them. Although Stern Guard do sound awesome because they can actually fire all of their
special ammo?
Their special ammo plus their combi weapons. So if you drop them in a pod... No, because they'll be out of range. Actually, running them up in a Land Raider might not be a bad idea. Question, will we see any Primaris Marines in any battle reports and or in your Sons of Garrow. I currently don't have any Primaris Marines at all, and I really, 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 really want to get the box set, but I just don't have the money right now, unfortunately. I'm trying to save for everything, but...
Sorry.
I do want to actually play with some Primaris Marines in the near future.
So, how convenient. I basically have the box set twice of Primus Marines.
Well, you're a dick. Are they all painted?
No. I'm putting them together as we speak.
Get on it. They don't have special issue ammo anymore. Oh, yeah. They don't have it until their codex comes out.
Wah, wah.
Yeah, they have to wait for that. But they do get combi weapons, so that's good. Oh, wait. I don't think they can take combi weapons. If they have a special bolter, they might not be able to take combi weapons.
Well, they're just getting dicked over.
Wow, they might suck.
They sound like Death Guard veterans now.
Question. EgoQueenAlexis or Ghost? What?
The fuck?
Oh, they can all take combi weapons? Okay, then that makes them really good. Because I would only take combi flamers at this point because they auto-hit. And they're really fucking good. And you can keep firing them. So, combi flamers for days, because if you get charged, you have a shit ton of flamers. So, Wall of Flamers seems really, 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 really good to me.
Nice.
But anyway, guys, if you want to wrap up, I'm going to be wrapping up soon. I'm kind of annoyed and a little bit drunk. I'm going to be in my Discord if you want to chat with me. The link is in the description down below. And, yeah, that raid was weird. That kind of killed my mood a little bit. And I was already a little bit depressed this week. So, I'm dealing with personal issues, completely separate from everything. But yeah, if you have any last minute questions, please ask now.
Yeah, but still, what did you do for Pride and did anything of it involve Slanesh? What is your plan for your live stream?
I fucking avoid Prides at all costs. I know that sounds weird, but I really don't like Pride events because, and I'm talking like gay Pride events, LGBT Pride events, and I never like them. They're over-sexualized. They make us into more of a joke than rather us being taken seriously. So I tend to avoid anything to do with the transgender community or LGBT community, and I make up half of the LGBT community. I'm a bisexual trans person. I mean, and I avoid that. It's too liberal, it's too happy-go-lucky, it's too over-sexualized. I stay away from it. Yeah. Have you seen the Ask the Primarch community on Tumblr? If not, I would suggest checking them out. Who does it? I mean, if it's done by somebody that I actually like know and affiliate with, I'll go and check it out. If it's done by somebody who doesn't really know the lore, I'll probably check it out once and think it's silly. If it's done by a comedian, I'll probably check it out and really like it. As for orcs, what do you have the most fun with or against? With orcs, I like taking a mechanized list. I like taking cannons. I like taking looters. I like taking burners because they're all mechanics. I like taking tanks and looted vehicles. I think that's just a fun way of playing orcs. That is a really loud motorcycle outside my house. I'm really sorry about that. But this edition, it's all you want huge blobs of boys. Like massive blobs of boys. I've been trying to put that into words for actually about 3 years now. Thank you. Yeah, the Ask communities are usually done by fans, members of the community. Send me a link in my Discord for that. I would like to check it out. With Leviathan basically crushed, do you think Hydra will become the new big hive fleet? If you are following the lore. I am following the lore, if you know, and if you've actually seen my video on Devastation of Baal, you would know that I actually covered that. I think Leviathan is going to come back in the very near future as a huge threat. It's in the warp, so we don't know what the hell is going to happen to it. So, yeah. I'm really curious as to what's going to happen to the shredded remains of the Tyranids that once they emerge from the warp. I'm really hoping one of the Chaos Gods just messes with them, like Tyranids, their evolution, plus Nurgle's rot, which is an ever mutating virus or disease that could kill anything. If that came out, that would be amazing.
Neat.
Okay, there we go. Alrighty, guys, I'm gonna call it a night. I'm good for today. Sorry.
People had to ruin the fun.
Yeah, they got to me a little bit, but it's just I wasn't feeling it tonight. I'm sorry, guys. I'm Lex the Ego Queen. I love you guys. Bye.